What up to the podverse? Everybody sleeping in the cloud. Welcome to the blacklog, where we talk black about TV, film, music. Sometimes we just digress. And this week, I can't find no coffee, so I'm just gonna take a drink. Don't don't hold it against me. Welcome to 2025. My
Right.
name is Rod. Let's say hello to my running partner, my co-host, my cohort, Ryan.
Bruh, that drink is huge, bruh.
Wait, I feel judged now. Wait, come on, bro.
That is a big drink.
I don't do this every week, so I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
Let's.
Hey, shout out to E Tiffany Creation. E Tiffany Custom Creation.com. Any apparel needs, you
That's
definitely want to give them a give them a hit if you're looking for some new apparel. They make anything that you want. E Tiffany Creations, got to give them a shout out. Actually, it's called E Tiffany Custom Creations.com. Well, E Tiffany Customs Creation, but E Tiffany Creation.com.
E Tiffany Creations for all your apparel needs. For all your apparel needs is me. I like to say that.
Yeah. Love a good t-shirt. Love a good t-shirt.
All right. Um, Today we are talking more good times. Uh, Before we start, we all know the theme song and we know the opening credits of Good Times. I have to comment on the photo, I'm not the photo, but the painting that they end on right when they end the last waning, singing of Good Times, and they show this painting of the Evans family.
And
Flo,
Walona.
yes, and Walona, and Walona, and you too, Walona.
And
'Cause I'll even start there by saying I don't know. For years, I still don't know who Walona is, and I don't know who Thelma is, because they both have pressed hair. Thelma has this afro, all this. It makes no sense to me. Why must Florida be dressed with an Aunt Jemima head wrap? Why? She has an Aunt
did
Jemima.
she? Did she?
Yes, yes, and she has like a maid's what is it? Around her, oh God, apron. She has an apron around, and it's like everything that James fought for or Henry. Say, I don't want my wife doing this, and I won't do it. She's doing in that painting. Um, we already know what Michael is doing. He's Mister. He's Soul
Yeah.
Brother number one. What is this boxing glove on JJ's hand that looks like it's about?
That's not a boxing glove. I think that's supposed to be that painting where you take the little paint where you, like the different, how they have the different colors.
An easel?
Not an
That's what.
easel. Is that
But
called?
all
You
right,
know
maybe.
the
No, I
thing
know
that
what
you
you
hold where.
what you're talking about. No, that looks like a boxing glove. It
I used to
makes
think that too until I looked at it. I think it is actually one of those. I don't know what you call it. I don't know what you call it.
you've literally solved what a 40-year-old mystery for me because I
I
never understood what that was
I'm
about.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm
Really?
I'm 95% sure.
Oh, I'm going to look at it after we finish
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And now I'm going to look. I got to go find it.
And while we're jumping on it, while we're talking about before we jump into episode 3, I might add, um, watching the asphalt grow is an incredible lyric.
That's in the
Watching the
clause. That is,
asphalt grow. That is an incredible lyric, bruh. Bruh, watching the asphalt grow, bruh.
it is an incredible. It's incredibly sad. That means people are just sitting there watching.
Bruh,
these,
that is.
these are not good times. These are not good times. You are watching concrete grow. That is problematic, to say the least.
Wasn't it Tupac who always talked about, growing I guess
A
a
rose
rose?
grows from the concrete.
Man, I
They,
can
they
watch a rose, but watching the asphalt grow?
they do not mention the rose at all. They talk about the concrete. We are watching asphalt grow.
It's almost like it's St. Aug. I'm pretty for some reason I'm going to think that because you were class 85 and I was class 92 that this was still going on, that you can always go on the yard at St. Aug, our high school, might I add, and at some point in time they are doing something to the top of the building with that tar, and that tar is seeping through our nostrils and
Hey,
killing us.
hey man,
Do you remember that?
they like the
Did
tight
y'all have
roof.
did y'all have the tar?
We like the tight roof, man. Yeah, we like the tight roof at Santa.
Yeah,
We didn't want our roof to leak, and you know what? That roof never leaked, God dog. That roof never
it
leaked.
didn't.
But enough nitpicking.
Yeah.
Episode 3, titled Two Old Blues, written by Bob Pete. We mentioned him last week. He's written for Good Times. He's the mayor and Amen. And again, these two guys, Donald McHale and Bob Lahindro. I do not know why you need two human beings to direct one episode of Good Times, but that's beyond me. We open with James getting next to Florida, who is cooking what else but oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
I am one. I am for one concerned about the Evans family and if they are regular because I don't see any fruit in this house, and they eat nothing but oatmeal and dairy products.
Hey man. Hey man.
This is the third episode, and I have seen they have said nothing but oatmeal. Are you not concerned about the regularity of the Evans family? I am. I'm just saying.
Nah, they seem to be very comfortable, so I'm not bothering myself with it.
James sneaks up on Florida, puts his arm around his mama, his sugar mama, and Florida in her Florida way. James, the kids, must she act like James walked up in there butt naked with an S&M mask on. He just hugged his wife. Like, what is wrong?
Hey
Ooh.
man. Hey man.
Man, Thelma, when Florida was on Maude, she was looser. She was much. Now she's become just this.
That's not what they wanted to come across, man.
And I bet before this half hour, she's gonna use the term blasphemous.
I tell you what, the one thing that I did notice is that, happiness, bruh. Happiness in the black community, regardless of the situation, bruh. Like they were just happy, bruh. And you can always find, man, black folks, we will find happiness in some sort of way, bruh. Regardless of whatever it is we got going on.
Man, you're right.
And the Evans certainly had a lot going on.
Yeah, they had a lot. They had to suffer. They had to sift through a lot to find happiness. Michael and JJ enter, and soon does Thelma, who gets into it with JJ, which is a staple of Good Times, as fans know. They just get into it, this, that, and the other. James sends JJ to go get the mail. As a homeowner that gets his mail at like noon and various times, I must say the mail service in Cabrini Green projects is pretty on time, always early in the morning. I'm just saying, it's pretty.
You never know. They might be picking up mail from, 2 days, over 2 days.
No, let's not say that. I don't want to believe. I don't, but maybe you're right.
Might be.
Florida asks, James, why are you so concerned about the mayor? James says he's waiting on a letter about the Union Apprentice Training Program that he signed up for. And went through an interview. He is positive and believes that he is going to get this position. In Florida, in her negative way, James, don't get too up on it. Just like, man.
I'm not gonna lie. I am a natural pessimist because I'm a natural pessimist in a way where I will always look at the worst possible scenario, and if it comes out all good, hey, it's a bonus.
Look, man, I thought I was a pessimist until I met Florida.
Hey, there was one thing you were talking about. James running up on Florida, and hugging her and all that stuff. They did have one funny thing. And Florida said, "James, you don't want the kids to think something." And Michael said, "Wouldn't bother me none. I ain't the oldest."
He said, "You wouldn't want me to think that the kids was born out of wedlock."
Yeah, that's what it was. He said, "Wouldn't bother me none. I ain't the oldest."
He had a good point. I'm not gonna lie. He had a good point. I ain't the oldest. That's a JJ thing right there. For real. Florida dishes the oatmeal. Thelma is whining about having to eat it. Thelma, you may be the only young lady in the project with her own princess bedroom. You need to be quiet. Could you just stop whining a little bit?
In fact, we do find out in later episodes. I don't know if it's this season, where they had a visit from a cousin who was like, "No, that was when your boy got." I think when that boy got beat, came to come study with bullying Michael, and he said, "Man, you got your own room or something like that." He was like, "Man, we all." He was like, "Man, we all sleep together."
He did. James begins reading the paper, and being that I know that newspapers are written at a 5th grade education level, and being that James, as he is proud,
he just made it.
He has a 7th grade education level. I guess that's why he can read the paper with ease. He notices a job for a computer programmer.
He can add well too.
Because he happens to mention that he says a college degree is needed. I only missed it by 4 years of college, 4 years of high school, and 2 years of public school. I was like, God.
That was great. That was great.
Oh my God. The Rona Barrett of the projects, as James always called her. Rona Barrett used to be a popular gossip columnist. That's why I say that. So anybody sitting there, who the hell is Rona Barrett? He was saying, "Here come the Rona Barrett." He doesn't say it in this episode, but in future episodes,
he will say it many times in the future.
Many times. Walona enters and says, "I saw your son, Rodney Allen Ripoff." Rodney Allen Rippey was this little kid who did hamburger commercials, a black kid. He was very popular for some reason. Well, no, he was just very popular, and they loved him. And I just can't get over the fact that we 3 episodes in, and everybody knows that JJ is just a criminal.
That's all they talk about, bro. Right. I mean, if all you do is talk about, "I don't take things, mama, I find them." If that's all you talk about, and always talking about a hustle, what you think everybody else gonna think?
No, it's so funny with James. It's just to have a father like James. Like, I just know. I guess I'm speaking from our standpoint. It's like, you what? You?
I mean,
yeah, I know. James Evans was just that strong father. You just like, yeah, okay. Well, Lona she's talking about her alimony check for her ex-husband, and Michael picks up on it. She talks about ex-husband, and Michael picks up on the fact that Bologna is talking about adultery, and he says it. And Florida's like,
Now, where did you hear something like that, Michael? In the Bible.
That was a good line, that was a good line, but what James said, he said, Michael, 1, Florida 0. But this is the thing, too. It's like, Miss Bible toting Florida Evans, don't you know the word adultery is in the Bible?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I find that, like if you walk up to an atheist, bro, atheists can tell you more about the Bible than a Christian can.
Man. Yeah, you got a point there. JJ returns.
This is hilarious, bro.
James says, "What took you so long?" Elevator conked out, baby. And
James just looked up for a second.
And that was it. And I just know in a world where Robert Email, Stanley Keato, and Nora Vijay exist, if I said the words, elevator conked out, baby, Who the hell? Who the hell you call it baby? Or something may have flown across. I don't know.
In fact, I really think that I really think that Jimmy Walker may have. I think that he went off script. He went off script on that,
and they left.
And that prompted James Evans' character to look up and just kind of go back to what they were saying.
I just want him to flare them nostrils instead. Who you talking to, boy? You know when when James flared them nostrils out. You know it's about to go down, bro. He gives him the mail, and James gets the letter saying he passed the written aptitude test for the youth apprentice program.
They got way too hyped, bro. That family got way too hyped up, bro.
Before we get into that part, baby, I've been accepted, and my interview is at 10 o'clock today. This is the worst. Like, why? I should have known about this interview. What? Maybe at least 2. I should have got this letter a couple of days. I should have got it.
It had to have been.
I should have got this the morning of the. I shouldn't have got this letter the morning of the interview.
That kind of slipped by me just thinking about that. Like, man, this dude, like, bruh, that means he had to get up, bruh. You know what, bruh? I remember I found out about an interview that I had, and when I read it, I remember I was at a meeting, and I was looking at I was like, oh man, I got an interview. I was like, okay. And next thing you know, I said, man, wait a minute. And I looked at when it was sent. It was sent the day before. I was like, oh, wait a minute. I got an interview in like 2 hours. Bruh.
Yo, he said 10 o'clock. He literally like talking about an hour later, though. Like, he's like, I gotta be down at the Dearborn building in an hour and a half.
That's wild, bro. That's wild, bro.
I'm kind of concerned about the government.
He went in, dude. He got it. He looked like he got on his. He put on his going to the funeral suit.
Oh man, but everybody was like,
they were hyped.
I'm starting off at $250, and upon completion, I'll be making $425. We talking everybody.
Bruh.
They
were hyped, bro.
Man, everybody got. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. And Michael, if there was I ain't gonna call it minstrel, but it's over the top. I'm gonna give my money to all the causes that are black. It's like, oh Lord, I'm not.
He can't go Shagu moment on that. If he was giving to the black causes, bro.
I know, but it's the delivery. I'm realizing like why should a lot of a lot. I think the director said, Michael, I like the way you deliver that line. Give us a little more. Give us a little more. A little more of that. I ain't knocking Ralph Carter because I think as he got older, he said, "Hey man, can we tone this down?"
I had a lot for me, and I mean, I might as well say it right now. It was hard finding a Shagu moment of these shows because that's how they were back then. That's just how people acted. That's just natural. That was natural.
Here's another thing
to an extent.
Let me say, I noticed for a family that's always crying, always got oatmeal, broke this, that, and the other. Florida got a lunch in a lunch bag, 3 of them for each one of these children. She literally was complaining that we missed the meat shortage because we didn't have meat. Like,
was that this episode?
Yes, it was.
That was pretty funny.
She had lunches for these kids. She had 3 lunches for these. Like
she said we got through the meat. Remember, we got through the meat shortage without even knowing they had one. Wow.
Thank you. But it's just like I was like, you have the bags cost enough unless JJ is finding the bags, but that's neither here nor there. Like you said, James comes out. He's dressed. The kids go off to school. James comes in dressed, got a suit on, and she says, "James, you got your going to funeral suit on. James, do you have any more suits? Like, wait, you talking like James got a host of suits in there? Like, does he? Hey, man,
he might be rocking 2. He might have 2 of them.
He might have 2 of them. Really? Well, we found out the next episode that he only has 1 because he's rocking that same one again. Um, James is hyped about this. James is like
Bruh. He
James
gotta
felt,
be, bruh. He gotta be, bruh.
but
He
James has
like,
just got
man,
an interview. He had on an interview. He sat there and said, "Girl, we throwing a party tonight. You don't even know if you got the job." JJ said, he said, not JJ. James said, "I want barbecue chicken. I want ribs. I want music."
he said,
Now,
go into the rent money. Go into the rent
wait,
money.
but here's the thing. This is what God has said. He says this, and maybe it's snuck by you. Florida says, "Hold on, massa. How are we supposed to pay for this orgy?" She says, she says, "Hold on, massa. How are we supposed to pay for this orgy?" And I was like, "Wait, what is she saying?"
Hey, man.
And she said, and that's what he said. "Take it out the rent money. I need you to know. I
I'm
need
gonna
you
have
to
to go back. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that.
I need you
I
to
missed that
acknowledge
one.
that. That's what she said that led to him saying, "Take it out the rent money."
I
I
mean, if you
was
say you heard it, I can't. I mean, I can't
like,
acknowledge it right now because
okay.
I can't watch the show.
And he's just like, and you know what? Since I got me a white job, let's act like white people and
Bro,
buy
they,
champagne. Oh my God. I was like, all right, James, can you get this job first?
he was like, "Hey, Florida was like, if you say so, James, we got it."
We got it. And then he leaves, and I swear, when Florida does this, thank you, Lord. In my heart, I always knew you were the biggest equal opportunity of
How
them.
she always crack me joke like that?
I knew, I knew.
Hey, man.
And then we go out to thunderous applause from the go to the live studio audience, bro.
And then he
Oh
and
man,
then he goes down to
the
the
interview. He
building.
goes to the Dearborn building. Interview with we'll just say standard white man. And he's going through the interview. James is hyped. It's like James is talking about. He says, I was in the army in Korea, and I did this. Did all my duty in Korea. He said I
Yep.
had
Did all my duty in Korea. Yep.
3 kids, 17, 13, 9. Did some double duty here in the country. Did some double duty here too. And he's like, so his whole thing is, when can I report to work?
Yeah,
James
that's
is
all
like,
he want to know. That's all he want to know.
when can I report to work? And he's like, so you were born in 1942? And it's like, well, no, I was born in 1932. We got a little problem. And that's when he says, this program is for people 18 to 35. And James is like, okay, whatever. You can give me this. You can still give me this job. And it's like, nah, I can't break the rules. And then James gives the patented good times response. You breaking me down. It's like
Say, man, I got kids. I got a family to feed, man.
family to feed, man. I passed your government test. I passed your government physical. I can get your government job. It's the rules, unless you make the rules.
Now he hit him with that. He said the federal government said, unless you the government.
That's true. I'm doing them no justice by saying that. I'm doing them no justice. I just know
Hey, one thing. Yeah, those nostrils did flare.
they was flared. Then when James nostrils flared, some hell about to go down. You know this. We go to the Evans apartment. Music is playing. Decorations are hung.
Oh, they are ready, bro. They are ready, bro.
Thelma and
Ready.
Mike are dancing. And I swear to God, the way JJ just flies into frame, it's like,
And you see that part right there. I was considering a Shagu moment, but I was like, nah. I wasn't. I don't know. They might have been dancing like that because I think about Rerun, but Rerun was clean, bro. When Rerun used to hit that, he was clean on it. JJ was just kind of. JJ was just wild, bro.
Rerun?
Hey, Rerun was crisp, bro. JJ was just we just rolling. We just jumping around.
As wild and unabandoned, like Samantha the Human Panther. We'll talk about her in later episodes.
Forgot about Samantha the Human Panther. Boom, boom, Belinda.
Florida arrives with a bag full of groceries, and she's like, asked Thelma about the music, and she says, Daddy said he wanted the best music. I got Isaac Hayes, Gladys Knight, the Jackson 5, and she's ripping off all these albums.
Where'd she get all those albums from?
The way she made it look like she went and bought them albums. And look, an album, I looked at the price on the album in 70 and 75. That's $7 a pop before we talk in Texas. She ripped off 6 new artists she ripped six artists from the top 10 R&B in 1975.
Yep.
She had a high level party going on right there. Again, that's probably half the rent money, to say the least. Florida realizes she forgot the chips. I don't know if you noticed the table, how much food was on that table already. The level of food, bro. The level of anger she had about them chips. I forgot the chips. And I wanted to say, Florida, do you notice there's a bowl of chips on the table?
You know what though? I've been a part of, preparing for things, bro, and looking at my wife miss one thing, bro, and be like, there's a lot of stuff out there already. I think we're good.
Don't do that. Don't do that to her. You go. She listens to the show. She listens to the show. Don't say that. She listens to the show. She sends JJ and Thelma off to go get whatever chips. Lona comes in dressed to the nine and say, "Oh my God, Lona, you so dressed up this that." She says, "You never know who you might meet at a party." I'm quite sure Lona knows the entire guest list for this.
Yes. She thinks somebody new gonna pop up.
The closest thing to a new man she might get is Monty from the last episode. I'm just saying.
And Monty does show up.
Monty does show up, bro. They're kicking it, and Walona's trying to make Florida feel comfortable about being rich because, well, they about to be rich. It's just set in their mind. They about to be rich, and they going off. She wants her to believe that she is in the top 1% or whatever. Walona says it's one thing. Oh my God, it looks like the Ambassador Ballroom at the Ambassador Hotel in Chicago. No, it does not. Walona, please stop that. Please stop.
Hey man. Hey, have you never seen anything?
Bruh, the level of delusion or whatever, it is what it is. Then they get JJ and Thelma come back with another bag of food that's filled up like, holy crap, what is wrong with y'all? Y'all don't have all this
rent money, baby.
Just go into the shoebox. Oh my God. Then there's a knock at the door, and man, these Negroes, the whole party list.
It sure was. Everybody at one time, bro. I was like, wow.
I wanted to say, I heard there was this line.
It was like everybody got off the elevator. It was like, hey, you here? Hey, I'm here for the Evans party. James got a new job.
Man. I wanted to say, did y'all get a group ring? What's going on? Y'all, 8 of y'all just showed up. Florida could not be happier. Monty, who she had big issue with just the episode ago, she welcomes happily into.
She sure did. She welcomed him in,
and she gets them up to start singing. Bro,
that was the greatest, bro.
He's a groovy dude.
Hit it. I want a 2, 4. He's a groovy dude. Oh, he's a groovy dude.
Florida starts doing a dance that's somewhere between the Yoruba tribe and the Solid Gold Dancers. And she starts...
For he's a groovy dude. For he's a groovy dude. For he... That nobody can deny. That nobody can deny.
And I'm sitting there thinking to myself,
Hey,
all this for a Negro who ain't got no job.
hey, let me tell you something. If I throw a party for somebody, the next party I come in, I think that's what we gonna do. I'm
No,
gonna say, "Are y'all ready?" And 1, 2, and 4. He's a groovy dude. 4, he's a groovy dude.
and everybody at the party gonna look at you like, what the hell is wrong?
I'm doing that for a party, bro.
Don't you ever, if you ever think about throwing me a party, don't you ever say,
Oh, you know.
but James comes in and everybody's, yeah, but he's a groovy dude, and James is obviously uncomfortable, even though nobody's noticing. It's obviously uncomfortable with all this, and Thelma, everybody talking about their plans, and Thelma said, I go dress bad.
That was like, I'm gonna get a
And
bad jacket with a bad pair of pants.
they gonna
And
envy
this is
me.
bad.
I'm
I
gonna
was
be
like,
better
man.
than Diane Carroll. Like, hold on. And when JJ rolls up and said, yeah, I want to talk to you about my wheels. Car?
JJ, JJ rolled up real smooth too. James like, what?
What?
A car?
Making time with my old lady on the bus is kind of hard. But it's like, no. Like, we gonna talk about some wheels. Are you serious? And James is just shocked at every moment. And then she's like, I want to hear everything about it, but I want us to have a champagne toast. Champagne? Who told you? Well, you did.
I got that imported stuff all the way from Napa Valley, California.
And let me tell you something. That was
Hey.
borderline. That was borderline.
Hey.
Right there.
But hey,
That was
for them California, for somebody who moved, it's amazing, bro. They moved from Mississippi they migrated from Mississippi to Chicago. That's a long way, bro.
All them kids was born. All them kids was born in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know about James in Florida.
But they started in Mississippi.
Yeah, that's true. Florida as James.
But you're right. It was borderline.
It's borderline.
I got all that stuff from Napa Valley, California. I was like, ooh.
Hold on.
Yeah, borderline.
What is it, Madonna? You got borderline.
That's just what I was thinking about too.
You kind of on the borderline with that flower. You kind of on the book. James is clearly different. Everybody ain't these decoration great. He's like he looking at it like
He said, "How much they cost?" Said, "Where you get it from?"
And when they get to the champagne toast, she asks James. She said, "James, I need you. I want you to say some words."
Yeah.
All right, here you go. This job was for somebody between 18 and 35. I ain't get the job. There have been a lot of episodes where something has been revealed and then they just run to the back because I guess they ain't got nowhere else to go. I've always said, maybe one day, why don't they just leave the apartment so nobody can really find them? But
You talk about somebody who knows how to throw a wet blanket perfectly on the party, bruh. He said, and during the toast, bruh, he got the toast, bruh. Like, they want somebody from 18 to 35. I ain't get the job. He just walk out the room, bruh. He just walk out the room, bruh.
He ain't even trying to ease this on nobody. That's what happened. Life is bad. Get over it. Life is bad.
Bruh, it was almost like he came in with this big economy-sized Band-Aid and just wrapped it around and said, watch this. Rip. Right off, bro.
Rip it off. Rip this off. And he follows. In Florida, it's like, oh, James. And she goes into, and she starts talking to James, and then they go into this conversation about, we was broke yesterday, we gonna be broke tomorrow, but we gonna have each other, or whatever. And one of many similar conversations that happens in that room, it's like, we gonna be this, but we gonna be all right. And then James his his woman has built him back up, and he says, "So what? I missed out. What's the big deal? More spending money, nicer clothes, better place to live. What do I need with a great job, taking care of myself like a goddamn human being, and feeding my kids?" But and then he hugs he generously hugs Ronnie.
They give a nice little zoom in.
But it sure would have been nice. And that happens. I swear, I feel like every other episode of Good Times, they have that one moment where they have that resolution, but they have that lingering or longing for betterness. It's like, but it's like how can I say it? In every episode of Good Times, it ends up with,
they did that with.
Hold on. It ends up with them happily negotiating to the fact that they failed again, and that's okay. But then that one last starter idea is like, it sure would have been nice, or, but why not us? They don't mean we can't, but I'll be back, and I'm not going nowhere. It's sad.
Yeah, I don't know what season it is. It may be 2 or 3, but when they had that cousin who came in and robbed them, that girl, at the end, she said about the same.
Oh, you talking about Cletus?
Not Cletus. It was a girl, bruh. And you know what? James might have been dead by that time. James might have been dead. But she said at the end they arrested her. She was arrested, and she said, at least I just felt rich. Something like that she said. I was like, it was a typical end, bro.
Oh Lord, it's just like, just when you got a happiness, it's like, let me bring it down a little. let me douse your happiness with this. It's
but you know what? This show started, and it was a 360. It came right back to where I started. Happiness in the black community, regardless of your situation, bro. We can find happiness, bro, regardless of our situation.
Minstrel moment, I can't say that, but like I said, I got the important stuff all the way from Napa Valley was on that borderline. Was on the borderline. JJ saying, my friends will keep jiving me, kind of had me on edge, but I got past it. The quote of the show, it was, I don't know. It's like some of them were good quotes because they were funny, and some of them because they were kind of real. Like when James said, "When you're white, you're a mechanic. When you're black, you're a handyman." And then there was Willona. 425 puts you in the same league as bank presidents and bookies. No, it was like, for me. How about you?
For me, my quote of the show, I already said by it, bro, because that's my favorite quote, bro. That's always going to be one of my favorite quotes from Good Times. I don't take things, mama. I find them.
That's why
although I did have as a bonus, remember, we got through the meat crisis without even knowing there was one.
Is there still an issue in the black community? And I think
I actually did. Did you say a Chagu moment? You didn't have one?
No, it's still an issue in the black community, and I think the moving target. Once you get so close to something, it's kind of moved away. It's like they yank it out. That moving target is still a thing today, I think.
Yeah, BS reasons to stop black folk from getting a job. That's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Although I did throw in there, although this is not a black community thing, ageism. Ageism kind of falls in every community.
Yeah. Ageism still kind of falls. Yeah. Yeah, they don't want to take it. It's like, we'd rather you young and we can get you cheap. Can we get you young? The younger you are, the cheaper we are. See, if you want to see the perfect thing, they talk about it in NFL. They talk about it openly, especially in professional sports. Man, if you can get a quarterback like Jaden Daniels on this rookie contract, and you can, you don't have to pay your quarterback for 4 or 5 years
while you can pay everybody else. Bro, they say it openly, bro. Openly.
If ifs and buts was beer and nuts, we'd have a hell of a party going on. I'm gonna tell you that right. So, I had anything unrealistic. I said James.
Oh, the Shagu moment. Go ahead.
Oh, really? Go ahead. What's the Shagu moment?
No, what was your unrealistic thing? I didn't
James,
have anything.
James getting that letter for that job interview just an hour and a half before the day.
Yeah,
before the
that
interview.
is. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have anything unrealistic. I didn't have any dad nostalgia because it didn't, nothing popped up. But I did have a Shagu moment. I actually did. It's funny because I totally forgot until I looked at it. I actually did put that in. Remember we said borderline? I actually did put it as my Shagu moment. I'm looking at it right now.
Borderline.
I got that imported stuff.
It was
all the way from Napa Valley, California.
The way she delivered that line was really just.
It's funny because when we were talking about it, I was like, "It's borderline." I totally forgot until I looked at my notes again that I actually had that as the Shagu moment of the show, bro.
It's borderline. It's right there. It is. Let me say the Blacklog is sponsored by Faded Black Funeral Homes. Death is a part of life, so put life into your loved one's death at Faded Black Funeral Homes with t-shirt printing and tattoo orders on site to commemorate your loved ones. Faded Black Funeral Homes. Now, episode 4. God's business is good business. Written again by Bob Pete, directed by Don McHale and Bob LaHendra. Same creative triplet that did the previous episode. Woo! Michael is home and he needs his shoes that are at the cobbler. JJ is painting. Thelma's hair is working on the hair and is wet, so Florida sends JJ to go get Michael's shoes. Of course, JJ gives some back lip, talking about, I don't need to go this, that, whatever, yada, yada, yada. He leaves, and on the TV comes Reverend Sam, the happiness man. He is a prosperity preacher, and he was basically modeled after Reverend Ike, who was a very popular prosperity preacher back in the day, who would say stuff like, "You can't lose with the stuff I use."
Mentioned many times on Sanford and Son, might I add.
Yes. He appears on TV. Florida lets it be known that she is no fan of Reverend Sam as James enters and mentions that, Reverend Sam is his old army friend. It is clear that this is James' old friend, and Florida, being the Christian woman she is no fan of
Florida.
Reverend
Does not fool with Reverend Sam.
Reverend Sam is played by the esteemed Rascal Libra.
My fraternity brother, might I add.
How about that? James starts to talk about how they were army buddies back in the before he was a preacher, they met in the army and they were friends. And James, I guess they were both latrine orderlies, whatever it may be. But James said that Sam could shoot the hell out of the dice. Mm-hmm. And they were shooting dice in the chapel one day. And I guess brother Sam was on the roll. Whatever it was, they took their winners and they was running, but they had some. And the term was non-com, and I think that's non-commissioned officers were not happy about losing, and they were chasing. And Sam told James, he said, "You're faster than me. You take the money." And James said he got away, but Sam took an ass whipping.
Basically.
Sam Sam ended up in the infirmary with the ass whipping he took from these non-commissioned officers. And
he got whooped, bro.
I was like, that's not good, James. James is like, so James said, I went to the infirmary the next day to give him his money, and this is when Sam declared James Honest James. That is his nickname. Old Honest James. Florida is all about that man is blasphemous and using religion as a hustle. James says, don't, don't, she
I'm
says,
talking about my friend, man. Stop begging on my friend, man.
and she's like, and she said, you wouldn't say anything. What if somebody knocked at the door and said, you wouldn't say anything? What if that was Sam on the other side of that door?
She said, that's Sam outside this door. I'll shine your shoes outside Marshall Field's window.
That door opened, and Reverend Sam, the happiness man, is standing there in all his glory in a not multicolored,
purple and gold, might I add.
A purple and gold coat. And let me add some trivia I found out. This coat will be worn by George Jefferson or Sherman Hemsley as George Jefferson in the second season of the Jeffersons. I'm assuming black.
The funny part when he told me that, I was like, man, I do remember George Jefferson wearing that jacket.
It was rough. It was rough on black sitcoms. They had to share clothes. I was like, y'all got to share clothes. And it's like I said, they open up and it's Reverend Sam. Sam is introduced to Michael, Florida, and she says, Honest James, married with a family. I'll be damned. And Florida says,
in due time. In due time.
I ain't gonna lie, Florida has some nice quips right here. She has some nice quips. Someone starts talking to James. It's like, James, I've been looking for you. James, he says, I've been looking for you, man. Sam offers a job to James inside his crusade. And he's like, really, a job? At that moment, JJ returns. Man, there is a limo outside. And it's like, then he finds out that Sam's and he meets Sam. He said, that's your limo? And Sam says, the Lord watches over me. Well,
he must have blown.
He must have blown because one of your hubcaps is missing. Which was a good. He said, because.
Well, JJ ain't better eye you when he said it too, bro.
He did.
He was like, he must have blinked because one of your hubcaps missing. Oh, Lord.
That was funny. And then James introduces him to Thelma. And I gotta say, Reverend Sam was looking at Thelma like a well-cooked pork chop. It's like,
He sure was.
Like, I don't know about that.
I see what it's almost like he played it off and he said, I see where she gets her good looks.
And I said, I don't see where she gets. I don't know how James. I say I don't see it at all, James in Florida. I don't know how y'all got this job. No, I'm just saying, and she's excited. Thelma says, "Oh my God, you must know. I see you on TV. You must know all the celebrities. Do you know celebrities like the Jackson 5? The Jackson 5 know them. I saved them. You didn't save Jermaine, not from the song." That shellacked hair or Planet of the Ant-Men. I don't know if you remember the song Planet of the Ant-Men.
I remember.
You did not. You did not save any of the. You didn't. You did. You did.
Hey, Jermaine had his do what you do when you did what you did to me.
But he had Planet of the Ant-Men. He had a song called Planet of the Ant-Men.
I kind of remember that song, but not really.
Well,
I remember hearing that song that he had Michael Jackson jump on. That everybody is like, oh, you got Michael on your song. Oh,
look, man, Jermaine went and had kids with Randy's ex-wife. They got. There's a lot of issues with the Jacksons. I don't think Reverend Sam saved him. I don't.
That's a close-knit family to get over that. That's a close-knit family, bro. Because they all seem to get over it. Like, hey, hey, man. Hey, you know what happened?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
But we don't know the inner workings of the Jacksons. They may not be even talking. You know, it's like I don't want to talk to Jermaine.
Hey,
He slept with my ex.
hey, man. Sleeping with your ex is one thing. Having kids with your ex, bruh. Bruh. Having kids with your bruh. You are an uncle to your kid. You are an uncle to your ex's kids, bruh. That's horrible, bruh.
Your uncle and a dad. Oh, it's just a lot going on.
I need you to take that in, bruh. You are an uncle to your ex-wife's kids, bruh. and y'all, and even if y'all are faking it in public, even if you're faking it in public, do you know the strong bond you got to have to fake that in public?
Because at the family reunions, they'd be like,
and bruh.
Randy, Tito's, God rest Tito. So Tito said, "Hey man, do you see Jermaine? I don't want to talk to that. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to talk. My point is, I don't think the Reverend Sam saved him. He didn't, though. Reverend Sam did not save them, bruh. Walona comes by, and Reverend Sam wants to drop his A1 rap. And man, let me tell you something. I was watching.
Walona was good too, man. Walona was good in this episode too.
She was. I was watching him, and he's giving his A1 rap to her. And you know what I was looking at? I was like, this dude basically has a cul-de-sac on his head, but it's an afro. Back in the 70s, if you had a well-formed afro, no matter what was going on, if it was well-formed,
George had it for years.
Did it, bruh. A well-formed afro, bruh, even if you got it like his little cul-de-sac, it's okay. Now today, you look at Stephen A. Smith and be like, dude, stop. Just stop.
Yeah, he got something else going on. But his joint just going, his joint just tap dancing backwards or something.
But she is, her and Walona, I mean, her and Florida are the only ones who are just very anti-Reverend Sam. Clearly, they're not feeling Reverend Sam, the happiness man. James sits down with Sam, and he talks. I want to say he talks alone with him, but you can't talk alone nowhere in that house. Not with everybody.
No, not at all.
He says, "Can you offer me $250 an hour?" $250.
I like the way he said it. He said it so confidently, bro. He was sitting there like he was drinking his drink. He was like, "Man, you know, I got a pretty good gig going on, Sam. You think you could be $250 an hour?
I can give you $100 a day,
bruh." James is currently making. Let me just make sure. I know I did it earlier. $2.50 times 8 is $20 a day. That is $100 a week. He said $100 a day.
Bruh. And you know Florida, if you gonna question it, be like, Sam, he's talking to her about it because Walona's sitting at the dinner table with Walona. Walona's sitting at the dinner table with Florida. It's so funny. Here's another thing you made. I noticed that Sam walked over and he kind of like leans over. He hovers over Walona like he tries like that. You're kind of invading her personal space, whatever what it was. But Reverend Sam starts talking and he starts giving this feel-good sermon. He said, "I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to come. You're going to come into the church and you're going to be hurting. You're hurting bad.
You're disgruntled. Disillusioned.
Despair. You're unhappy, but you need to pick me up." This, that, the other. And everybody, James.
That was a great, bro. You can't pass up when he put that finger up, bro.
Dude, and they
you
all
can't miss that finger, bro. And your spirits are soaring.
And they roll, and he's rolling, and he's giving his A1 sermon. He is putting it down, and he's talking. They all into it, and he's right there at the table talking to
Yeah.
all of them, and he
Yeah.
says, "So what do you say?" And Florida says, "That was good." It's the funniest delivery ever, and it's because of I got to give credit to Roscoe Lee Brown for the way he gave that sermon. But when Florida said that was good, can you do Geraldine next? And for those who don't know, Geraldine was a character done by infamous comedian Flip Wilson. Oh my God, when she said that, I was like, that was funny. James then he asked them to come to one of his revivals. And everyone, he says, he finally put, and Florida agrees to it or whatever. Everyone is sold on it, but Florida and Willona. So they do go, but they do go. They go and they come back that night. They come back and everybody is on it. Everybody's like, man, it was good. This, that, the other. They talk about how a man in a wheelchair rolled up and he was saved by Reverend Sam, this, that, the other. And James is like, I'm in. James is on it. It's like $100
Oh, James done.
What are we
$100 a day compared to $100 a week?
I am going back. $100.
And that's before taxes.
That's before if they taking out taxes.
No, I'm talking about James' current job. $100 a week before taxes.
Before taxes. That's
and you know he going tax free.
Exactly.
With Reverend Sam.
And he's ready. And he's like, I'm about to go pack. He goes in the room and Florida follows him. They in the room, they talk about that. He said, we can send Michael to law school, we can send JJ to art school, and we can get Thelma some dancing lessons. I kind of feel bad for Thelma because they kind of just shortchanged. It's like, we already got him through college. He didn't got an undergrad degree. We're going to send him to law school. We're going to give JJ some art. We're going to send him to the Louvre to learn some art. And we can give some dancing lessons to Thelma. She'll be all right. I kind of feel bad for the kids. They're talking about the service in Willona, and you clearly know that Willona's not feeling it. But then Sam arrives. Let me say, Sam arrives in a money green corduroy suit. Tell you something, corduroy. That's like a money green corduroy suit. And he is still spitting his game. I think he really thinks he gonna get with Willona. And it's like, it just ain't happening, man. He is really not having it. James and Willona bounces out. And Reverend Sam tells Michael to tell what's his name is ready because they're leaving town tonight. And James is packed and he's still talking to Florida, talking about can he give get their blessings. And she's like, she can't give it. And I want to just say, what the hell is wrong with you, Florida? $100 a day.
It ain't always going to be that way, James. Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
As long as James is alive, it will be.
Me and my 7th grade education, yes, this is it, baby. You really need to kind of embrace this right now. She's preaching. They're gonna be a day. The God says they're gonna be a day when the lion lays down with the lamb. James said, but only the lion gonna get up. And he just not feeling it, man. She is whole. I mean, her conviction on this is bizarre to me, because I'll be like, yeah. But I guess this is what you got to do. But in reality, like, really? $100 a day? Man. James is ready to go when Reverend Sam's driver comes up. And he announces that
bruh, how you come in the house and just straight up say, oh, you coming with us? This is a great time. You can take over the wheelchair gig.
was like, he did not say that, did he?
And then JJ was like, thought I recognized you. You the Boogie Man.
He just gave it up like straight up. Like if I'm Reverend Sam, I'm firing him immediately. Are you serious? Did you seriously just say that?
But bruh, Reverend Sam, he ain't no better. What can I say? I hired the handicap. Really? 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 He said, bruh, and he said it without batting an eye, bruh. He's smooth with it. What can I say?
Oh,
I hired a handicap.
JJ, and then at this point, James is still in the middle of the road. James is still going. James is still down, even though he's like it ain't cool what it just happened, but he's still down. But then JJ starts pitching that you need a teenager to have a sickness, and he starts pitching him rolling up in a wheelchair, and that is the moment
of clarity. That is the moment of clarity.
And he's like, man, this is the moment where James gives a noble speech that's going to keep the Evans family in abject poverty and cause Stevie Wonder to write songs about it. I'm telling you, Doug. And Sam, in one last ditch effort, tried to see how his man Honest J said, because we didn't state this. They have an ongoing chant. We don't
roar, we don't fight, but we're going to score tonight.
We just keep marching along.
But the second one, we don't roar, we don't fight, but we're going to score to same old Honest James.
Same old Honest James. Same old Honest James. Yes. Sam acknowledges James, shows his respect to James, shows his respect to Sam. They shake hands. I'll miss you, Sam.
Bruh, we gotta go back to that, bruh. I mean, we do it all the time, but you just gotta think about it, bruh. He was like, I got one last ditch effort. We don't roar, we don't fight. And then it was like, he looks in his eyes, bruh, and he still tries to go with it. But we're going to score. Then he just stops. Same old Honest James. He didn't even worry about doing the rest of it. He was like, you know what? I'm wasting my time. I'm wasting my time.
But that's why I wanted to hire you, because I knew you was Honest James. That's why I always say.
Well, in the show, he said, and we missed this. I don't need. What did he say? I don't need a religious man. I need an honest man. Which is so ironic.
I know. Oh my God. It was
so much irony in this episode, bro.
And then the thing is at the end, Florida, can you forgive me? And it's like, I don't. Why are you asking for forgiveness, James? I want to do better.
Maybe you're the one. You know what, bro? I got a friend named Greg, bro. Gregory, bro. And he's like a sports writer now, bro. But for years, bro, and still to this day, bro, he will come on and he will talk about Florida ruining the Evans family. And for years, forever, I always go with, hey man, this is the show, these are the characters. But man, Greg sure was right, bro. Florida is a problem.
She's the problem, man. She is a problem, bro. Real talk. But wait, this is the thing. In these first episodes, they have these kind of epilogue, wrap-up scenes, and they had a scene where the Evans family are watching TV. And here's something that I noticed in the last two episodes that I didn't really mention. Despite James' abject poverty, he keeps him a pipe. He keeps him a pipe like his name, like he Ozzie and Harriet or whatever. He living in the suburbs. He keeps him a pipe. They sitting around watching TV, and Reverend Sam is on TV, ironically. And Sam is preaching. Sam says, Lord, Lord, give me a sign. And suddenly, the TV bursts into flames. And you know what they do? They laugh. Ain't nobody trying to put the fire out. They look at it. They're literally laughing while the TV, the one TV that they have, that 12-inch, is on fire. They
That's why the Evans are where they are.
Ain't that funny? Ain't that funny? Our TV on fire. Don't you get the irony of this?
I go right back to do the right thing when those cops were passing on that car. What a waste.
I have no menstrual moment.
You have a quote?
Three-way tie. That was good. Now let me do Geraldine. Yes. James says, Michael, go to your room. But Daddy, this is my room. And you know what? I was like,
he's like, remember?
Remember?
Look here.
I sleep. I sleep in this room. And third is just kind of giving. We don't roar. We don't fight. But we're gonna score tonight.
Same old Honest
James. Same old Honest. Oh God. Oh God. Yes, that was it for me.
We already said pretty much my quarter of the show, and when Sam said, James with a family, I'll be damned. In due time.
In due time. In due time. Is this still an issue in the black community? Prosperity preachers. Yes. Prosperity preachers are still a problem.
It's amazing. It's amazing we have the same thing, but we just say it differently. I wrote preachers jacking from their congregation. You said the exact same thing. I'm like, yeah, preachers jacking from their congregation. And I always say this too. The worst thing to happen to Christianity, religion.
For real. For real. If there's anything unrealistic, Sam rolling up in Cabrini Green in that Lincoln, he'd have sent somebody to go get James. Because ain't no way you bringing that cat Lincoln up in the Cabrini Green. He not doing that, bro.
He might, you know what? He might have rolled up, and people thinking that, people might just think I'm a pimp or something like that, or gangster, or something else.
See, that's the thing. I think if he's a gangster or a bookie, if you're doing something illegal, you can roll up in the Cabrini Green in the caddy because everybody know you ain't gonna. But he's a reverend. He's doing something more immoral than illegal. He ain't moving birds. That's why I'm thinking like he said, brother, I think I need you. I want you to go to the 17th floor and meet my friend Honest James. I want you to bring him to me, and we can talk. That's why I really think that. I did have. Ain't no nostalgia. Daddy would have been on the road. I think Dad would have been on the road.
Dad would have been like $100 a day. Man, let me tell you, man. Let me let y'all know. Rod and I, we grew up and we lived decently. We lived in a pretty nice home, man, and that was from hard work. That man, that lady was in the school. That lady worked in the school system all her life, and that man worked 2 jobs daily
for 40 years.
He went to school, came home after school, ate dinner, and went to New Orleans Recreation Department. I don't think either of us. What was he? What's wrong with you?
I'm just thinking about when he told me
9 p.m. When 9 p.m. rolled around, I was like, oh, gotta straighten up. I know somebody will be home soon.
I remember when I got to my first writing job, and I told my much man, he said, "What? What time you going to work?" I said, 10 o'clock. What time you leave? Say about 6. You "You got banker hours." I ain't never heard that before. He said, "You got banker hours." My point is, Robert Email, he would have been working with Reverend Sam. He been working with
Right.
Reverend.
Right.
He might have eventually left the road and took it and maybe invested some stuff. But I'm telling you, it's like $100 a day.
Bob Email was at school for school hours at the junior high and had an hour and a half in between to eat his dinner and get to his second job.
Man, man, man. And I think Barbara would have understood.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, okay, Bob.
Wouldn't have been the old Bob. Wouldn't have been the old Robert. No, it's like, now you need to go make. I see you when you get back.
We'd have been at the door for Christmas. We don't roar, we don't fight, but we're going to score tonight.
Same old honest Rob. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Hey,
man.
something that we did not do, and I realized we didn't do this the last one. Background Brent quotes. And for those of you still background Brent quote. So our boy Brent, he always ends up in pictures at Howard Homecoming or wherever. He always ends up in pictures. He just ends up somewhere in the background. And he became background Brent. So background Brent quotes are basically those quotes that you hear, but you kind of hear, and you're like, you got to rewind it because it was such a good quote that you got to hear it, make sure that you heard what you thought you heard. So I didn't actually say this from the first episode, but when James said, he did his toast and he walked off, somebody in the back said, "Too old."
They did. You're right, and that was Monty. I think Monty said it. Too old. Well, you're right. You're so right about that.
And my background Brent quote, which is pretty straightforward. It was just how smooth he said it. He was like, "Come on, Florida, you got to come. You got to get a break. Hell, woman, give me a break." Right? I think that was unscripted. I mean, he felt that. It was like, you got to come see this show.
You got to come see this show. You got to, come on now. You got to come better than that. You got to come better than that. Man. Episodes 3 and 4 been quite enjoyable. Oh,
you know what, man? While we up here, bro, I'm just gonna pull it up right quick, man. I just would like to see what is episodes 5 and 6, man. Ooh, Michael gets suspended, and Junior gets a patron.
Ooh, that's oh yeah, I remember that episode. Ooh, fun abound. There's fun on the horizon. Man. Fun on the horizon. Man.
This is. I didn't realize this season had Junior to Senior.
Oh yeah, this is for. Oh yeah, Junior to Senior. It's some interesting episodes.
He got pride.
Got pride. This has been a great way. Welcome to 2025. Hey man, great way to start.
We don't roar, we don't fight, but we're going to score tonight.
Same old
honest James.
Same old honest James. So, from the blacklog, my name is Rod. His name is Ryan. Scratching and surviving. Easy credit rip-off. Good time.
Watching the asphalt grow.
Hey, man. Good times. Next week from the blacklog. Until next week, peace.
Peace.